playing Neeves Knives. I'm Kara with my amazing husband Jared.
What's up, guys?
And today we have a double first impressions for you guys. We got two knives here from Urban EDC, and we're going to go ahead and let you know what our first impressions are. So to start, I have here something that I love, and it is this giant mouse knife. My first impressions are really good on this thing so far, to be honest with you. It's, as you can obviously see, we have some micarta and titanium here, and we have a beautifully ground M390 blade. I love the grind lines on this bad boy. It's a
good looking satin finish.
It's really, really good looking. That was the first thing I noticed.
I believe Riet is doing this, by the way.
Anyway, so you can see it's a flat ground blade, which typically I prefer hollow, but in this case I really like it since it's a nice tall blade like that. As far as the action goes, this is kind of one of those unfailable knives, which I love so much because if I'm working with one hand, I really don't want to have to deal with it not coming out. The only thing I'll say is that you really can't push button it just because of that shape of the flipper tab, but the comfort in jimping is totally designed for a light switch, all the way. And the frame lock is, it locks up well. Not too early, not too late, and it's nice and easy to push over, which is good for people with small, dainty hands like myself. And then one thing Jared pointed out to me, which I think is a really nice feature, is look how flush the hardware is. There's no, boom, there's none of that. It's all just flat. And it is like that on the titanium side, which is awesome. That's really nice, and it's got a cute little design in there. Which I really appreciate. For those of you that like lanyard holes, the Backspacer has one of those. I used to like them, but I don't really use them anymore. You could, though, because
this is a small knife, so some people might want to.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing I'll say, besides the fact that it has a deep carry clip, which for me is okay on this knife because it's smaller, so it's already good in my pocket, so if it's deep carry, whatever, but it is a deep carry clip that is not set at a high point, so you're still going to have a touch sticking out. Okay, last thing I'm going to say is about the, what was it? Oh yeah, the ergonomics, that's right. I really like the way this knife sits in my hand. I obviously have super tiny hands, but it's got this nice curve here, and then we have a sharpening choil that doubles as a finger choil, and that allows me to get a perfect 4-finger grip, and then the jimping perfectly lands on my thumb. So just take a look at my hand size here. You can kind of imagine, for yourself, it's a pretty small knife. If I need the choil to get 4 fingers, but everybody can use a small knife for tasks that require it, detail work and things like that. Do you have anything you want to say?
The quality of the micarta is really good. Giant Mouse always has good quality micarta. There's no milling on the titanium side, but it's lightweight enough because it's such a small knife. And even though you've seen it in her hands, but even with my big hands, it still fits a 4-finger.
That's crazy.
But I mean, I am, kind of falling off there, but this isn't the knife that you're going to be really needing a ton of leverage. You're mostly going to be using it like this, just opening things up. But, you could totally use it in this grip to break something down if you really needed to. The access to the lock bar for my big finger is a little bit more tighter. So, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not something I would consider bad. It just could be better, but it's still fine though. Perfectly acceptable. The clip is inset, and really that's about it. I mean, the spine is semi-crowned, perfect jimping. There's jimping back here too, so it is going to have a little spot back there for a little traction along with your thumb. So really, really cool. Now we have this next knife we're going to pull out. Oh yeah, also T8 hardware all the way around, except for even T8. It looks like even the even the steel lock bar insert on the titanium is also a T8. So that's awesome. Very, very cool. Now, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just nothing. No.
A couple different options with this one too. I've probably already put the picture up on the screen, but now we have another knife.
Is it that one?
Is this one, which is a VERO knife. So now we have some VERO knives at Urban EDC, which is awesome to hear. Multiple deployments. We have the front flipper, and the access to the lock bar is really good, nice and soft, very comfortable to disengage, which I do appreciate because sometimes the quality of a knife you can really feel, or it can make a knife feel so much better quality when the lock bar access and the disengagement is nice and comfortable. But you have, it is, right?
So true.
The thumb flick, the reverse flick, both of them are easy to access. The detent, nice and crisp. Then you have, like I said, the front flipper. The front flipper jimping and height of the front flipper, it works fine. The jimping does almost go all the way up to the top. And like I said, it works fine. I almost feel like sometimes I wish it was a tiny bit taller, but just by a little tiny bit. So it is a tiny complaint, and I can still do the, the finger trick right there. Let's
Finger
see.
over the top.
This one's not as easy, but I can do it. In the hand. Oh yeah, also, I forgot to say this really quick. Left-handed, it's going to be easy to do because of this clip. The clip is nice and long, so you can put your thumb right there on the clip, and it works great. And that's exactly where my thumb wants to land, is on the clip. No, it doesn't. Really and nice. I don't want to put my thumb right here on the lock bar. I want to put it right there, so that's cool. The clip does poke up a little bit right there, so in the hand I do feel it, but I could totally get by with it. It's not gonna irritate me too much, at least I don't think, and I can get up nice and tight to the edge, which I like for some stronger push cuts when you really need to use some leverage. Love the blade shape. It's gonna work great, especially since you don't have a flipper tab. You can get up nice and tight to the edge to get a maximum amount of leverage for a utility cut and for slicing. The choil and plunge grind. The plunge grind starts here, ends here, so they do give you at least a few good sharpenings. If you lay back the angle to a really low angle, you're probably only going to get 2 good sharpenings out of it before it starts hitting the choil, but at least you have something. So, yes, baby.
Can you open that? I just want to say, I just learned today, I never understood why, but that steel right there gets very thick, and so the reason why he's saying that is because if you sharpen up to here, now your steel's getting thicker here, and so your sharpens won't be as good.
And it'll start creating a smile right there, which is when you hit the thicker part of the steel right here when you're sharpening, when it's on the stone you're sharpening, you've removed this metal right there, now you're starting to get into the thicker part. It'll anywhere that's thicker is wider, so your bevel will be a lot wider, and it'll basically be your edge bevel will look like this, and then all of a sudden it'll be like that right there.
I always knew that was the case, but I honestly never knew why, but it makes so much sense when you know, and smiles on knives make Jared frown, so we like to
yes. We do have lots of milling on the inside, so the weight relief is really nice. It looks like T8 hardware. Yep, T8 hardware all the way around. This is all titanium, and I believe it's M390 steel. I don't see where it says, but I'm pretty sure it's M390.
It's on the spine.
That's VERO. Oh. When you slow roll it, it does pull right into lockup, which I do like to see. So the lockup is nice and strong. Centering is perfect. So for first impressions, really, really good. Definitely something that I think a lot of people will appreciate. And I think it's cool that, Urban EDC is working with VERO, getting some of their knives on their site. We will have everything linked down in the description for you guys. She's struggling.
I can't do it now.
That front flipper could be a little bit taller.
It could be a little higher. I just did it 3 times perfect. You guys saw. Don't judge me.
There you go.
Bang.
Bang.
Look at me go.
The reverse flick is really, really easy though, because this I think it would be if you just held it for a few minutes.
Try around a camera, whatever.
The edge is not it's not sharp, but it's also not soft. So for the thumb flick, for me, you've seen me miss it a couple times. You do have to be cognitive of the thumb flick. Oh yeah, you got them lotioned hands, they'll get you. But the reverse flick is perfect because it has this nice window for your middle finger, and it's not sharp, but it does have an edge to it, so you're gonna be just fine doing that. Now, the stop pin is a regular stop pin back here, and you can see it's a shouldered lockup, and then we have a full backspacer.
Are we bearings?
We are bearings. We are bearings. This is on ceramic caged bearings with a ceramic detent. Now, the full length backspacer here, it's going to be good for 2 reasons. One, it's going to protect you from touching the edge right here. Number 2, when it's in your pocket, like say, I don't do this, but I know some of you guys do. Some of you guys allow change in your pocket with your knife pocket. You shouldn't do that. I usually don't carry too much in my knife pocket, maybe a knife wipe or something like that, something soft maybe. But if you do carry other things in your knife pocket, it's going to stop things from going in here and hitting your edge and making your edge dull. I'm sure a lot of you have carried a knife that was nice and sharp, pulled it out of your pocket and opened it up, and you've seen a bunch of marks on your edge from whatever you were carrying in your pocket, chewing it up. So that's going to help protect that. And yeah, very, very cool, and also help protect, other little bits of debris and stuff from getting inside your knife, making it dirty. But really cool. There you guys go. Like I said, everything will be linked down in the description. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.